All right, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to our beginner series that we're doing. So we've covered a lot of things already, but in this video, we're going to go over how many days you should actually be working out, what your workout frequency should be, depending upon your goals and depending upon how active you already are in the gym. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so today we're going to go over, like I said, our workout frequency, how many days you should be working out depending upon what your goals are, what your activity level already is, and where you categorize in these three categories. So we're going to go into it real quick, starting off as a beginner. If you're completely new to the gym, just based off of, like I said, my personal experience, I've had 6+ years of training experience, personal training experience. I have a degree in exercise science, so I've seen a lot of different people come through in and out, new clients, just new people, over the course of my time as a trainer or learning. And so I'm just going to give you, based off of my personal opinion and based off of what I've learned, where you should sit with these three. Now, the big caveat is it depends with a lot of these as well, and we'll get into that at the very end. So with our beginners, the people who are just new to the gym, what I'm going to recommend is going to be 1 to 3 days. And so with 1 to 3 days, you can do that a lot of different ways. So you can do 1 day a week, which is just a full body day, to come in and get yourself accustomed as a new habit, trying to work that into your schedule. That's usually where I recommend, is try and stay on the lower end 1 to 2 days, especially if you're new to the gym and trying to develop that habit. Going right into a 5 days a week, 1, you're going to get burnt out very quickly. 2, you may not know enough at that time to be able to make 5 different workouts coming in. Plus, your recovery is going to be a key factor as well, especially if you're new to the gym. Trying to recover from all of those workouts is going to be key as well. So a good thing to keep in mind. So when you do start in the gym, I usually recommend the 1 to 2 day mark. You can go 3 days if you want to do like a push, a pull, and a leg. So basically a push would be anything that's chest, tricep, shoulder. A pull would be anything back and biceps, and then your legs, obviously. So you could do that as a 3-day split. Normally, I'd recommend 1 to 2, starting off and then going from there. Once you start to recover and get a little bit more, and then develop that habit a little bit better, then you can get into the 3 days. So then we go into what is our intermediate. So our intermediate people are going to be the ones who've been in the gym for maybe 6 months to a year, maybe a little bit more than that. You already know some of the exercises that you're doing. You know what you're doing in the gym. You have already pushed past your recovery points to where it doesn't take you multiple days, if not a couple of weeks, to recover from a leg day or a chest day or whatever the case may be. So right here, your recovery is on point. You know a little bit more, so you can go into and get away with the 3 to 5 day range. So right there, what's nice is that you can also turn that into working out the same muscle group 2 different times a week. So if you wanted to do like legs, you could do legs 2 times a week now, or you could do back 2 times a week, or you could do like a chest day 2 times a week. But that will help you. Like I said, you've already recovered, you're already accustomed to the gym. That's going to be your ultimate, your best case scenario in terms of days, how often you should be in the gym or can be in the gym. Of course, recovery, sleep, nutrition are all going to play key factors into how you're coming into the gym and if you're actually physically along with mentally ready to work out. But that's usually around the range that you're going to want to look at. And then when we get into our advanced people, these are the people that have been lifting for numerous years and things like that. You kind of have a set routine or set things that you do. You know your way around the gym. You're either training for something or you are a dedicated hard worker, someone who's coming in, has a bunch of goals that they want to accomplish, and you're driven, you're set, wanting to come in. Normally you can get away with 5+ days. And so you want to cap that at 7 days. So I would not do 7 days straight in a row. You'll see some people, depending upon how their body works, they can just work out until their body just feels fatigued, and then they'll take a rest day or 2, and then they'll come back into it. Personally, what I recommend is doing 5-6 days at the max, and then giving yourself a rest day. Your body does need to rest. Your central nervous system needs to rest. Everything needs to rest so that you can come back into it feeling a lot better. It also helps you to avoid burnout, to where you're not wanting to come into the gym because mentally you just aren't driven, or physically you're not driven to get into the gym. So like I said, these are your 3 areas that you would look into if you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced. But you can probably see at the very top that I put a star and said it depends. And that's where we get into the differences in training styles and things like that. So with our bodybuilders, our power lifters, our Olympic weightlifters, you might be a little bit different in terms of what days that you train, how often you train. If you're a beginner, intermediate, someone like that that's getting into the sport, you might train a little bit more than these 1 to 3 days. Your coach or yourself personally, if you're following someone else's plan, you might have to do a couple of more days or whatever the case may be for that. So a lot of that is going to depend based off of what your background is, what if you have a coach, what your coach is telling you, and then also if you're doing like a competitive sport like an Olympic lifting, powerlifting, if you're competing in bodybuilding, something like that. It's all going to depend where you fall. Along with that, it's all scheduling as well. So if you're an advanced person and you can get away with 5 days a week, but you don't have the time for that, then you might fall into where you're at here, or into the intermediate phase where you're only doing 2, 3, 4 days a week, but you're getting your workout in, and it's effective. It's an effective workout. But I outline these only to kind of give you an idea based off of how long you've been training, kind of where you would fit. And especially if you're new to the gym, you might think that you have to jump right into going here 5+ days a week. You need to have something structured, something planned out every single one of those days coming into it. When in actuality, you only really need 1 to 3. And I usually stress that and highly, highly recommend that you stick in that range, because the main thing is going to be burnout, especially if it's a new habit or something that you're trying to implement into your schedule. Going from 0 to all the way here is, one, going to stress you out because you're trying to figure out what you're going to be doing each day. But number 2, you're going to jump right into it, and then you're going to be like, you know what, I'm sore, I'm tired, I don't want to do this. So you take a day off, and then that day off turns into 2 to 3, then a couple weeks, and then you see where I'm going with that. So what I try and do, especially if you're new to the gym, keep it light, keep it 1 to 3 days. I usually stick with 1 to 2, like I said, and then work your way up from there. And that'll help you avoid any of that burnout or anything like that. So especially with even our intermediate or our advanced people, if you are new to the gym, but maybe you're in the intermediate phase, I would always try and stick with the lower end. When you're trying to build out your programming and all of that, stick with the lower end, even if you have the days for it, because you never know when something's going to come up in your schedule or in your life. So stay in the lower end, and then that'll allow for you to where maybe you programmed yourself for 5 days, but something happens on the 4th or the 5th day, and you're not able to make that, then understand that you only have a 3-day plan, so your 4th and 5th day are kind of a fill-in of something, depending upon what it is, whatever you want to make it out to be. So, like I said, these are your 3 avenues that I would suggest that you pursue. Like I said, a lot of it is dependent upon what your goals are, what your background is. If you did hire a coach or someone that's going to be programming for you, what they do for you. But if you're just new to it and trying to understand where you should be in terms of days that you should be in the gym, this is a good thing to follow. Like I said, it also depends on your schedule. Not saying that an advanced person can't do these 1 to 3 days. All I'm saying is that this will allow for you to get a better idea of, based off of your experience in the gym, kind of where you could sit in terms of how many days that you are. So schedules happen, so you may be up there. But like I said, that's the biggest caveat that I can throw into this, is going to be it depends. So hopefully that answers a lot of questions, especially for our beginners, on how often they should be in the gym doing these different things. So if you're definitely a beginner, I can give you kind of an idea with these 1 to 3 days. If you're just doing 1 day a week, you can make it a full body type day. So you do a lot of upper body stuff and lower body stuff, throwing that into it. For your 2 days, so if you're doing 2 a day or 2 times a week, what you can do is you can do it at the beginning of the week and 1 at the end of the week. So you could do a Monday and a Friday, or a Tuesday and a Thursday. Give yourself some time in the middle to recover. And then you can do an upper body day and just basically split it right here at the waist. Do an upper body day and then do a lower body day on the next one. And then the 3 days, like I said, I would personally alternate. So you can go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. That gives you enough. It gives you a day to recover in between each workout. And on that, you can do, like I said, a push-pull leg. So anything push would be your chest, your shoulders, triceps. Anything pull would be your back and your biceps, and then your legs obviously would be anything legs related. But that's the way that I would structure that whenever you come into the gym. And we've already learned how to structure a workout, what exercises to put in where and when. So hopefully that can kind of help you out in terms of what you should be doing there. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe. If you have any questions or any comments about these workouts or about how to structure it, or you need a little bit more breakdown of what these 3 days are going to look like, or these 1 to 2 days where you fall, all of that kind of stuff, drop those down below. I'll be sure to answer all of those for you. But hopefully this helped. So if you liked it, drop a like, and we will catch you in the next one.